did it just say? Why is it always doing that, chat? Why is it always doing that? Hold up, everybody. Hold up. Oh my gosh. There we go. I think that's gonna be decent right there. We used to have like an actual plug. I don't want to cut this in half. What up, chat? What up, what up, what ups? Damn, I cannot see out there. That feels nice, low key. Feels really nice. Alright, chat. How's everybody today? Luis Cortez, Connie, what's up? What's going on, chat? What's going on? Well, I haven't worn this in a minute. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I'm gonna make my tea. Because I did not make it yesterday. I'm gonna make it today. Where's my cup? There it is. Hold on, chat. What is this here? Gloves. There. What's going on, chat? Bugman, what's up, what's up? Seriously? My friends keep leaving garbage in here. What the fricks? Why is there so much garbage in here, you know? What the hell is all this shit? I need to twist sometimes, for sure. Oh my gosh. Seriously? Hold up, chat. I don't know. Turn on the generator so I can warm up this thing. It's nice out. I might even consider just going outside. Because low-key, it is nice out. Should we just turn on the lights outside, guys? Yeah, I can't see shit. chat. Not made any coffee in God knows how long. Chat, we are out of water. We are out of water. We are out of water. Damn, why is thermal on? Okay, let's see if we can get the internet to work. Might as well. We're gonna charge our power system. I don't know if the internet's gonna work, but we'll see. So we have not been able to get the internet to work for a couple of days, guys. Thermal should not be on, but leave it on just for now. Should not be doing that. Should be doing that. probably charge this. Ooh, Gus, thank you so much for the share. Appreciate it. Yo, we got a microwave in this bitch. It's getting better, you guys. What do you... I think it's the internet. It's the internet. It's like... It's being dumb. Thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate it. Or the share, rather. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys know I purchased my own lot. And I'm here now. I no longer live in Chicago. So, yeah. Place looks bigger. It is. On camera, it looks small, but it's... I'm not even touching you. I'm not even all the way back. Let me go back. There we go. So yeah, it's a lot bigger than most people think. This is my bed down here. Let me flip. That's my bed. I got laundry back here. I've got an air conditioner. Wait, is this on? Oh, damn. We got the air conditioner on, boys. That's what's bumping my shit. My power. So we got air conditioner. We got smoke alarm. Internet 1. Starlink. That's internet number 2. Our backup battery for when I'm traveling. All of our cables for our friends in case they don't have, you know, cables. We got a thermal management system that I built. This is for this rig, so it plugs into regular house light with multiple modes. That looks gross. Back here we have the coffee maker, the oven, we got our microwave, closet, we got my mirror, this is also the door / towel hanger, we've got the window, the generator in the back. So while this is steeping, you guys, I'm going to show you guys the front. I don't need to run the generator now that I've done my coffee, so let me turn that off. Solar panels are on the ground. Turn off the gas valve from the generator. Switch the choke back to on. So as you guys can see, I also added a light in the rear. I redid the roof. Do people complain about the gen? No, nobody complains. So there's also solar lighting in the back. I don't have to switch those on. They come on automatically. This is the back where I hang out. There's a ton of wood back there that I have to go through and clean up. For the bathroom, I usually just go in my little tiny tent outhouse with a little toilet in there. I'm going to be putting a little light back here, but that's what it looks like from right here. Are you getting a fence? Yes. And proximity sensors on the fence because I want to be able to know when somebody is physically on my lot, on my property. I do get mail here, you guys. As you guys can see, I also have mail. And I also have a mailbox and a garbage So I do get garbage removed here as well, which is really nice. I finally got my own can. Out in the front, we have another mailbox. Right now I'm using that as a first aid kit because I'd like to have one, you know, just in case. What does the sign say? Nothing. I haven't put anything on there yet. It's supposed to say private property, but I'm gonna have one custom made like I did with the pod door. So it doesn't say anything on there yet. I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been kind of busy. Down here we have the Starlink, which is pointing to the satellites. This is how I get my internet when I'm running it through the generator. So if their power goes off, I still have internet. If the cell phone towers goes off, I still have internet. So it's kind of a backup. It's a little extra, but it works. You guys know I redid the roof, so it's all metal. Put my house number in the front. Extra mailbox. The voltometer is in the process of getting changed. One on the inside, one on the outside. There's going to be underlighting for the door. There's going to be some better lighting back here. We got our solar lights. So yeah, it's great. I cannot wait. Thank you so much. It is a dope setup. This is a completely off-grid setup, you guys. No bills. You can see right here in the little tiny hole spot, that's thermal. So this is where all the cold air is being pushed in. And if anybody doesn't know, they can also use that to check in on me. You've got your air conditioner, you've got your diesel heater in the winter. So if it gets too hot, you just turn on the diesel heater. Or, I'm sorry, if it gets too cold, like freezing cold, I had this throughout my whole winter last year. It does an amazing job. It keeps it 80 degrees in there at negative 10 degree weather. It's really insane how hot that gets. On the outside, we have another plug. So this is a 12 volt outlet, which is very handy for the pod. We have another light. It's also 12 volt. I hate the color of it. Please, somebody please send me $20 so I can change it back to my old one. Down here we have our 110 inlet. So the generator powers the pod, microwave, and so on. We also have the sensor for the weather, so I know how cold and how warm it is inside the pod. We have a lockbox back here for pod keys. I put up a little hanger back here so I can have somewhere to put garbage if I don't want to walk all the way over there. Can opener or bottle opener. So yeah, and then here in that little box, it's just a bunch of dirty dishes. So I usually sometimes cook on top of that and relax out here during the day. We've got a shovel because I plan on putting together a garden. And yeah, that's pretty much a quick tour of the outside, y'all. Can't wait to do another one of these lights right here, and then we'll have the whole thing set up. These are the solar panels. Thank you so much for the likes, Victor. These are the solar panels. Who else is here that has never seen the pod that wants to do another tour? I'd be more than happy to give you guys another tour. Everyone wants me to show them the inside of the bathroom. So yeah, this is totally off grid, by the way. Totally off grid. Somebody asked me why I didn't have any windows in the front. Well, I think that's kind of self-explanatory. I don't want people looking in through the street. I don't want people knowing whether or not I'm home either, because, you know, I got a lot of stuff in here, hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of stuff in there. Do you have one of those incinerator toilets? I do not. So the toilet that I have, actually, let's do this. Let me show you guys this while my tea is doing its thing. So these come off, by the way. This is what these are for, so I can go and like travel like I have like a little you know. Let's go in here and take a look, shall we? So at night, if I need to use the bathroom, pop this open. Okay. And I'll show you guys. God, I feel like Harry Potter now. All right, so this setup is very simple. So the way that it works is your toilet is right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is the toilet. Okay. And there's a little bin down here with a plastic bag on it, but that's not obviously where the poop goes. Okay, that's just there to transport it. So what you do is you put a plastic bag inside your toilet, like so. Okay. And it's just, these are just regular 4-gallon bags. I find that it's easier to use the 4-gallon garbage bags. Usually get them in a roll. I put the roll like right next to this. We also have some baby wipes for the goods. And we have a 4-pack of toilet paper and an open pack. And then you just do your business in there, pull that out, tie it, and then you take your little mini bucket and you walk it all the way to the garbage and you throw it in there. So that's how that works. This right here in the corner I call the pisser. I am a male. Rather than wasting bags, if I need to, I can just use that and then dump that out. There's a hole in the back. It's literally, yeah. I call it the pisser because it's, you know, you just do what you got to do. Pop your dilly willy in that and make it, you know, unload the goods. I've come to realize, and I did this by accident because I didn't have that before. I had to use like a regular cup, and you'll know because if you ever go in the back of my pod, Diesel, you'll see a cup with an X on it like this. I had to pee in a cup, like literally, because I didn't have a one of those things to put them in yet. So this is like a little, when I'm too lazy or too scared to walk over there, I will just grab this, pee in this, and then dump it out. But as I've learned, I always only go to 8 ounces. So I'm kind of lucky that, you know, whenever I need to actually pee, it doesn't go over 8 ounces, which is really bizarre when you think about it. Like, I guess my bladder is only 8 ounces worth of, you know, stuff. So yeah, that's the tour of the pod. Now, obviously, that's temporary. Yeah, emergency cup. Yeah. That's obviously very temporary. I always tell my guests, please don't go in the woods because, number one, there's poison ivy. Number two, there's snakes, and there are both poisonous and non-poisonous snakes back there. I would know. I've gotten bit. There's also a couple of thorn trees back there. I feel like this is like the Garden of Eden, honestly, because it's such a scary, like... The woods back there is very scary. I've been in a lot of woods in Michigan, and I've explored a lot of different places, but when I tell you that this is a scary place to be in, you do not want to go in there at night. You will... God only knows what's back there. Cats. I've even seen, like... what's one of those, like, scary wolf, like, animals? I always forget. But anyhow... I've seen all kinds of crazy, like, shit come out of there. So I usually try to go back there if I can help it. I will admit that I felt kind of stupid this morning when I realized I had to walk all the way over there to use the bathroom. Coyote, yes. I saw a coyote over there. And I'm just like, God damn. So I usually carry on me in case, you know, especially at night. I usually carry. You guys know what I'm talking about. And, just in case, because I don't know, like, this area is kind of sketchy, if I'm being honest. Oh yeah. And there is a bar next door to me. The guy that runs it is a complete a-hole. He's nice in person, but he's a complete a-hole, and his patrons are a-holes. They've come up here on my lot before throwing shit, and I've had to get, you know, cops involved. So I told them, I said, look, if your patrons are going to start drinking outside and blaring their music and acting all that, I will be more than happy to take a trip down to City Hall and get your business license revoked. Just, throwing that in there. So those guys are assholes. That's that guy doesn't realize, that he's gonna get his shit taken down. He shouldn't even be here, because technically what surprises me is how he's able to have a business in a residential district. Like, this is a residential zone. Somehow he's allowed to run a bar next to a church. Like, explain that to me. It's super weird. I can't for the life of me understand why or how he got away with that. But yeah, I absolutely love the pod. This is a pod. I built it last year, diesel, and why I did this is because my husband, and yes, I'm gay, and yes, I suck dick. My husband was caught cheating on me on Grindr, one of those gay dating apps. And, long story short, he kicked me out unlawfully, and I didn't have anywhere else to go. And I didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on an apartment, so I built my own little tiny house. Possibly it was there before the home. No, this pod was actually in Chicago. I don't live in Chicago anymore. I built it there, and I transported it here to my lot once I bought it. Oh, the bar? I don't know. I don't know much about that bar. I've never been in there. Fuck that guy. I hope he rots in hell and gets his business shut down. Watch me get a flag for this. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm a very transparent, open book guy, guys, which most of you already know. So, yeah, that's the tour of the pod. If anybody wants to support my situation, by the sidewalk, where are you now? By the sidewalk? In Chicago, I was parked on the sidewalk. Yeah, the city couldn't do shit. They kept trying. They kept trying to tow me, arrest me, seize the pod. They threatened all kinds of shit. They couldn't do shit. And I slept in here every day, all winter. Oh, yeah, you remember. Okay, good. I don't remember if you were following me yet or not. I don't remember. So, yeah, the pod is about to be on the news again. This time it's with Illinois Times, which confused me. I thought it was New York Times, but it's Illinois Times. One of their reporters came out here, and that looked sketchy. Yeah, it was very sketchy for me to be there for sure, because being in that corner, I didn't really have a choice on the parking, but my husband used to play in that area volleyball, and I thought that maybe I would run into him and we would start over, but I guess not. That never happened. And what happened was, I had purchased the lot, and I got mad because I didn't have a way of bringing the pod here. What city are you in now? I can't say, you guys, just for my safety. I have a lot of people online that are stalking me, and I just can't say. I know everybody's been asking, and I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you. But for my safety and from the crazy things that happened in March and April, I'm just not comfortable sharing that with you guys right now. I will tell you, how the heck did you transport it? It was hard. I am not going to lie to you. I had to transport the pod in a U-Haul. It was like a 26-foot U-Haul, but the reason why the U-Haul was 26 feet is because that specific model of the U-Haul had a bigger opening on the door. See, the pod was intentionally designed at 6 feet in height, which was a bad thing and a good thing. Because of the height in the pod, you had to find a way to transport it securely on a highway. Because it wasn't built on a trailer frame, I couldn't just wheelie it down here at 45 miles per hour. It had to be put into something and actually transported. Now, here's the crazy part. My friend Scott hijacked the pod because I told him to hijack it for a little bit, because what happened was sometime in April, I was going through this online issues with people. Somebody was trying to serve me in Chicago. They had brought the sheriffs to the pod. But I had a friend who works in Cook County, and they phoned me up and said, hey, Colton, go take a walk. So I went to go take a walk, only to get dozens of messages from, oh yeah, it's crazy, only to get dozens of messages from my neighbors, my friends, saying, hey, the sheriffs are at the pod trying to serve you. I'm like, I already know that. I was just told to go take a walk. So after they left, I came back, and my friends all agreed we needed to hijack the pod out of the state. So we temporarily moved it to Wisconsin, and I stayed there low for like 3 weeks, because 21 days. It was believed that somebody had tried to file a order of protection against me. It was obviously false. The lady, I believe it's the same lady who I filed one against. And so that was successful. And then the pod was temporarily moved securely to Wisconsin at that point in time. And my friend Scott and I decided to relocate it elsewhere. And so right now it's in a different location. I can't say where. But I have successfully managed to stay here for a month. It's been great. I love it. For the most part, really not too big of an issue, other than just the neighbors. Not the neighbors, but the bar. I have no issues with my neighbors so far. All of them seem to like me. They had shown a lot of interest in the pod. Sometimes they come by and ask for like tools and stuff. And I will sometimes borrow their like lawnmower so I can like mow my lawn. But it generally has been a very positive experience for the most part. We had one person trespassed. There's a police report on that. I do have the deed in my name, which is really good. Today I just updated my address on my driver's license. So, that's really good. I know people have been asking about my case. What were they trying to do? The guy that got here, or the person trying to serve me? I don't know, to be honest. People are crazy. The trespass? Well, I have the video. I can show you the video. It's on my tablet. I can literally just pull up the video and show it to you. But basically, I was here with a guest of mine, and we heard like people walking around. And by the way, I was laying down with this guy I was talking to, and we were like, what the heck is that sound? And I'm thinking to myself, nobody's gonna be around my pod right now, because we didn't have any lights at the time. There was no lights in the rear, just one in the front. So I waited about 5-10 minutes before walking out with a flashlight, and I approached this guy. I'm like, can I help you? And he walked all the way back from across the street, and he like acted like I was here illegally. He asked me how I got the property, how I purchased it, and how I was able to be here. And then he threatened me, saying that I'm gonna be kicked out of here or something like that. I laughed, and I'm like, you have no idea. I said, I just bought this. It's been paid for. And then he got on the phone and called the police on me. And I'm like, wait, you're trespassing on my property? You're calling the cops on me? Great. I would love to see how that works. And then he left. He ran off before the cops even got here. The cops started looking for him. So they went across the street to go talk to the bar. The bar recognized him and said that he was an issue for them in the past. So I go, well, there you have it. The cop verified who I was. Hi, Diana. Thank you, Diesel. And the guy, like, I got the whole thing recorded. I never got the guy's name, but I'm just going to say this. He was black, a black old man who felt entitled. And it was like, okay, I've got nothing against black people. I love black people. My ex is black. I'm attracted to black guys. But when I tell you that this guy felt entitled, I'm telling you, this guy felt like he could just go onto anybody's property and just like do whatever he wanted. Okay, and I'm like, bro, you need to leave my property or you're gonna get arrested. Thank you, Grandma, for the likes and the rose. And so he left. He completely ignored the stop sign that was right there. And when the cops showed up, I showed him the footage on my phone, because you guys know I'm very transparent when it comes to cops. I don't hide shit. So I show him what happened on the phone. The cop goes looking for him, and he's like, I think I know you. And I go, you probably do. He's like, aren't you that guy on TikTok? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, oh, I think I've seen your pod videos too. And I go, yeah. And he's like, dude, that's so cool. This place is so awesome. Yeah, I'm going to make sure you're square. You're good. Trust me, I got you. And I was like, oh, thanks. And so then his police sergeant showed up. And he's like, Colton, we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure nobody comes back on your property again. And I'm like, oh, gee, thanks. So the next day, they followed up again. He's a hater. He wish you was... What? He's a hater? He wish he was you. Oh, 100%, yeah. And I don't know if you guys saw the video, because I shared it with you guys. I still have it on my tablet. I'll pull it up tonight if you guys want to see it. But, like, my neighbors, like, started asking, like, hey, we saw cops on your lot last night. Is everything okay? And I go, yeah, everything's cool. That, like, we're good. It's just somebody was drunk and they showed up over here and started doing the most. But after that night, I told everybody, I said, I need to get a light installed in the back because I can't see anything back there. Keep in mind, before this light was even installed just a few days ago, it was just this light that I had inside. And you guys know that's not going to do shit for me. I can't really see that well, right? So I bought this flashlight, which I highly recommend you guys get. This is a Coast flashlight. I purchased this from Home Depot months back when I was doing security, and it is very bright. It's 1,000 lumens. But after this guy saw this flashlight, he kept telling me, oh, take the flashlight out of my face, da, 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 da. And I go, no, because I don't know if you're going to pull something out of your pockets. Weapons, I don't know you. So I've learned from hundreds and hours of experience doing security that people, when they target you, they're unpredictable, especially with cops. So it's always good to have this on you no matter where you go. It's got 2 different modes. I've used this so many times. It also has a red light, so if you want to use it at night, you can. I've had to use this to do car repairs. I've had to use this to do bike repairs. I've had to use this to do security. I highly recommend you getting one of these. I'm in no way affiliated with the Coast. I don't know much about the company. I was going to ask them to do a collab because I really love this flashlight. It's great for EDC. If you guys don't know what EDC is, it's everyday carry. This is one of those items that I carry all the time. So, anyhow, it's one thing I've realized too is being out here living by myself, especially in really hard conditions. What's going on, PJ, is that you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. Thank you for the likes, Grandma. You have to be prepared for whenever shit goes down. Whether it's a knock at the door, whether it's somebody trying to rob you. Because again, I used to live in Chicago, so I know what to do and what not to do. Also, I've done security, and now I'm doing loss prevention. So companies are, asking me repeatedly to go work for them because of my experience. I'm in the process of also trying to get certifications for some other things as well that I'm not going to talk about yet, you guys. But home defense is one of the biggest things of mine, especially right now. I'm sure most of you already know about my case in Chicago, where I had to defend myself in my own home because my home was being invaded. And thankfully, I was able to do exactly that and survive. And if it's one thing I tell people all the time, it's you cannot prepare yourself for a home invasion. No matter how well you think you're prepared, you cannot prepare yourself for home invasion because it happens when you least expect it. So just keep yourself in that mindset that every time you exit your home and every time you return to home, those are the highest points in your life where you should be just watching everything. Watching your windows, watching your doors, watching your car. If you are carrying concealed, you need to keep that on you and don't tell anybody you even have one. Don't show anybody where it's at. Don't even show your family that you have one. Just keep it on you at all times. I'm not the one to say this, but out of transparency, I'm just going to say this. You got to ignore what you see sometimes. So when you go into stores and they have that beautiful sign, you guys know what I'm talking about, ignore it because it's not worth your life. So just carry concealed, get your permit, practice, go to the range, become more skilled because especially women out there, women are the most highest targeted individuals. Women with purses, women with kids, women with cars with their windows rolled down. Women, this one's for you. If you're driving at a stoplight and your window is down, do yourself a favor, roll it up at eye level. Don't let anybody just go in there, unlock your door, and get you out. Be proactive. Watch your surroundings. If you're parked behind a person who's parked in front of you, leave about a space and a half so you can get yourself out of there if you need to. You should know where your hazard lights are at all times in your car. You should make sure that you have everything in your car ready to go. If you are somebody that is a concealed carry permit, make sure you don't leave your pew-pews in the car at special events or anything like that. And I always tell people this, if you go to a special event or even to a bar and they want to take your pew-pew from you, go the other way and say, no, thank you, it's not worth it for me. But never leave your pew-pews in the car. Only put your pew-pews in the car when you are transporting to and from the range. Criminals love people that have pew-pews and they will take them at every chance they can get. I cannot tell you how many residential security vehicles I've had to make reports on of people who have stolen pew-pews from other people. And I cannot tell you that people are very careless. They oftentimes tell their friends, their family, and so on that they have a concealed permit, they show off with it, they go to the range with it, and I tell people this all the time. If you get a permit, protect that with your life. The only person that needs to know whether or not you're carrying concealed is a cop. Nobody else. Not your kids, not your wife, nobody. Nobody needs to know about it. Nobody needs to see it. You don't have to show or flash it. Just keep that to yourself. My angel, hey, how are you? So what if, because I had somebody also ask, well, what if I can't get a pew-pew because I'm not allowed? Well, if you can't get a pew-pew and you're not allowed, there are some other options. And let me tell you, sometimes they're probably better options because not everybody is trained like I am when it comes to self-defense. So, to give you a better example, for this door, okay, is specifically designed for self-defense. I know you can't tell, but if somebody's kicking on the outside, they're not doing any good. You know why? Because the frame of the door is being pushed up against the actual frame. There's a 4-inch overlap on purpose. So if somebody kicks this door, it's not going anywhere. Okay, they're not going to kick it from this side. They're going to be kicking it from the other side. Well, if you think about the way that the door is built, it has to be pulled, not pushed into. So most residential doors are built into the frame. like right inside. So somebody can just push it in, they're right in, right? This door, it has a 4-inch overlap. So the only way they would have to break it, they would have to know how to break it because they're not used to seeing this type of door. See, your traditional door, it has a handle and then hinges on the side. So criminals know where the weak point is and they'll keep an eye on that psychologically. That's the point of access. That's the point of breaking in. But this door, you can't tell because the whole thing is square from the outside. There's only one handle, but that doesn't guarantee that they know where to hit because of that 4-inch overlap. When they're pushing and punching that or kicking that, they're just hitting the edge of this. It's not going to go anywhere. So that's why this door is designed like this. It's actually designed for self-defense. And even if they were to try to break in from the hinges on the outside, they'd have to pull at least 95 pounds worth of pressure to get even a little bit of movement, which is not going to happen because it's really hard to push this out. Okay. So the window, because somebody did say this to me the other day. They go, oh, I can break in through the window instead of the door. Okay. Well, the height of the window is at chest level, not at low level. The worst thing you can do with this window is punch it. But then you're going to have to meet these hands, okay? Because I'm right here, okay? If you're going to do any damage to me because I'm right here, I have options, right? We're going to pretend. It's not going to go anywhere, right? So, you guys have to understand home defense is very important. Now, if you live in a house where your windows are low, like couch level low, where you can see outside, you might want to get those changed. And here's why. Anybody looking outside in can see you sitting down. And if you're in your home and you're watching TV or doing whatever that it is that you do at night, they get to know your routine. They get to study who you are, what you're doing, and how many people are in your residence. So especially if you have kids, you want to get those windows up. The higher the windows, the more safer your home is going to be. Because if someone tries to shoot through your windows, you can get down as low to the ground and evade oncoming threats. I know it's a little funny. Okay, so where is the safest place to go in your home if, in fact, somebody does manage to break in? Well, to be honest, it's true. Yes. So if somebody does manage to break in, there really isn't a special safe point in your home. But if somebody is kicking your door and you need to leave, just start opening every window as best as you can. Now, you're probably wondering why. Here's why. In the event you're being kidnapped and the guy makes it in before you have a chance to leave, all your windows are already open. So if you ever get a second chance to leave, you just bolt out that window and you're good to go. Assuming you're on a first floor only home. 2-store only home, the worst thing you can do during a home invasion is go upstairs. Do not go upstairs. Stay on floor 1, you guys. The second you go upstairs, you've pretty much made it easy for them to detain you, assault you, and do whatever they want to do to you. So you just want to make sure not to do that. I'd say bathroom window if possible and close the doors at night, to be honest. Well, the bathroom is not a good spot, and here's the reason why. For most people, the bathroom is a very psychological thing to do, right? You're going to go to the bathroom because most people feel like that's their safe point. Bathroom doors are not safe. Bathroom doors are easy to get into. In fact, you can use a quarter to unlock the doors from the outside. That's number 1. Number 2, you don't want to be in a space that is small enough to be trapped into, but also a space where they can put you in as well. By the way, if you're in the bathroom, all they have to do is take a board and nail you in there. You won't be able to eat. You might be able to drink water, but you could just starve that way. They could literally keep you trapped in that room. So not every bathroom has a window. Most bathrooms don't. So if you put yourself in that position, you might not be able to get out of there. So don't leave yourself in the bathroom. If you are in your home, be in visual line of sight. Stay near a window, because windows, the cops can see you, help identify you, and try to get you out of there. If you're in a bathroom, that's a very small amount of space, and the smartest thing is to always have the pew-pew with you. Yes, but when you don't, or it's been knocked out of your hands, you got to think proactively. So, like I was in the shower when my home was invaded. I didn't have my pew-pew with me, but I knew where it was, which is a good thing. Now, knowing where it is a good thing. Having access to it is also a good thing, but making sure there's no blockage and you are in what I call ready to use position. So when you have your pew-pew, do you have enough fight force to use it? Because you could have a 9mm, but if the enemy has something much greater than you, your chance of survival is pretty much slim. So you want to stay true to the enemy and maybe even a higher capacity. Now, I know a friend of mine that has a pew-pew in every room. Let me tell you, that's a huge no-no. If someone breaks into the living room and they see that or have access to that, now you're fighting against your own tools, and you don't want that. The limit per household should be no more than 2. 1 on each floor. One in the bottom, like in the basement, 1 on the first floor, if necessary. But if you are sleeping upstairs at night, which I tell people to stop doing all the time at night. Flamethrower, yes, in Indiana. So should you have a bedroom upstairs if you live by yourself and you live by yourself, you have a 2-story home, should you sleep upstairs? The answer is absolutely not. No. Make sure that your bedroom, gift this please, thank you so much. Make sure your bedroom is always on the first floor. And here's the reason why. If you are totally knocked out, you can't hear anybody breaking into your home, even if you have alarms, those alarms depend highly on your power. And even if you have alarms that have their own power source, it's not going to guarantee that those alarms will be activated at the time of the intrusion. So really, home defense should be better than alarms. This means that you should be able to pick up and hear what's happening in your homes before your alarms do. Okay, it's kind of like when you have a camera outside, like a Ring camera. It's not going to pick up that somebody's in front of it right away. It takes a couple seconds, right? Well, every single second matters in home self-defense. So you want to make sure that you are prepared proactively. By the way, every single window should have a camera both facing inward and outward of your home. So this is just so that you know what's going on. If you don't see activity in one window, you should see activity in the other. So there's that. Let's see what else. At night, when you have no phone signal because your enemy is using a signal jammer and you can't dial 911, that's when I tell you to go all in, literally, because help is not coming. If you cannot make that call to emergency services, go all in. Don't worry about barricading your doors. Don't worry about nothing. Grab what you got to grab and go all in. You can dial 911 with no service, brother. Nope. Not in all instances, you can't. Not in all instances, and I would know because it's happened to me. Also, if you live in an area where police can't get to you in time, for example, in Michigan, it takes law enforcement 20 minutes to get from where my parents lived to the nearest police department. Okay? And that's even if they were going 65 to 85 miles per hour. So, again, you're not trying to rely on 911. That's literally, I didn't rely on 911. I had to do what I had to do to defend myself, because by that time, the guy almost broke in. Yeah. And he just got caught with a gun he's not even supposed to have. And now he's sitting in jail. Amazing story. So, I just want you guys to know that, yes, I know people are afraid of pew-pews. I get it. I know that people don't like pew-pews. I get that too. You know, that's why we use our exactly. Now, in my situation, I had to shoot through a door, which prosecutors right now are trying to argue, but you have every right to do that. It doesn't matter. Self-defense doesn't have to be perfect self-defense, as long as the person has reason to believe that the person behind that door is going to commit a heinous crime, one that will cause serious injury and or death. So that's me. I did, and I had to defend myself. So, and then of course that guy was found. Oh, yes, I had to shoot somebody. Look it up on the news. Look up Colton Lexus on Google. You'll see. I was a security contractor. I still am. Still am a licensed security contractor. I've had to defend myself, not once, not twice, but 3 times against home invasions. So I would know. Oh yeah, it's on the news, sweetheart. You can Google it. So yeah, and we're looking at the state is in the process of dropping their charges again because they have nothing they can do. I mean, I'm certified, I'm licensed, I have a permit to carry. There's nothing they can do. State law. And they're going to get sued after this. But anyways, that's a whole different story. So, home defense, very important. If you have a yard, do the 21-foot rule. What exactly is that? You put a fence 21 feet away from your home, because legally, if you have to defend yourself, you can say the person was within 21 feet of your home. Cops do shoot people within 21 feet, and so do security officers. So, if someone is within that footage of your fence, you have the right to unalive them. That's all I'm going to say. Yes. Oh, trust me. You got to think. You got to really think about everything that your home, has. Put motion sensors and alarms everywhere. Okay, even one on your garbage, believe me. That comes in very handy. Damn, I just seen it online. You for real blasted. Oh yeah, I have the video too. I just can't show it on this live because I'm gonna get suspended. Once the hearing is done, I have one next week again. Because that's it. We demand a trial. My attorney and I both know we're gonna win, and after that I'm gonna sue because it's game over. Like the guy's in jail. The guy is literally in jail because he just got arrested again for the same thing. He's so stupid. The guy is so ridiculous, by the way. Hold on, guys. I gotta verify my live. There we go. So yeah. I mean, I'm still here, thank God, to tell the story. We got him off. Hold on, guys. And the POS will probably let it out again. Oh yeah, had that MF stayed in jail, I would have never had to do what I had to do to defend myself. But I'll be very honest, guys. Some people just don't learn. Some people just don't learn. So I'm passing all of my skills and my training and my techniques to you because I want you, the viewer, to stay safe in your home. And I have been advocating for change in Chicago. I have been advocating for some serious change. In fact, before this occurred, I was asking the mayor of the city of Chicago to please turn on the shot spotter because they had been turned off. And as you guys know, in Chicago, gun crimes is at a serious all-time high. And I was doing security before all this happened, and I knew firsthand because I was dealing with it on a daily basis, where I would go post to post, client site to client site, and would witness people getting hurt, like severely hurt, even kids getting shot and killed. And after, dozens of calls from clients, I made a public statement saying Chicago is a war zone and we need to change this because otherwise more people are going to get hurt. So I called for change and I was met with defiance because the city mayor is incompetent. He doesn't know what he's doing. He needs to step down and resign. Chicago's mayor has failed his residents. And the people of Chicago deserve better. That's why I left. Because right now, especially right now with this new administration, why can't you sit? I can sit. I'm just choosing to stand because I'm always laying down and sitting and, it's easier for me to talk like this. Plus, you guys can see me and I have somewhere to put my phone at. This tea is really good, Grandma. So, anyhow, when this is all done, I'm going to go back into the workforce. Right now, I'm going to be doing loss prevention for a retail store nearby. They have been begging me to work for them. They want me to do it full time. I wasn't looking for a full-time job, but it is what it is. And I'm going to have the opportunity to make arrests and detain individuals, who are shoplifting. Obviously, I'm not as aggressive as I used to be because I know the law. But I will tell you that it's gonna happen. We're gonna put some of these people behind bars. I will say this though, no merchandise is worth your life. I want to be very clear on that. No merchandise is worth your life, you guys. Don't fight somebody for something. Okay? Just don't. It's stupid. I seen in Chicago, one of my security guard partners, he tased somebody. The guy pulled out a pew-pew on him and unalived one of my officers. And I told the guy, I said, why on God's green earth would you tase this man? And I was having this conversation with the rest of the team. I said, do you think that was an appropriate response to go all hands on over merchandise? No. And you know what's really sad? The guy that pew-pewed my guard had every right to do that. And here's why. Because you don't pull a weapon on a CPL license holder. You don't. Even as a guard, you don't. Straight up. You don't. The first question is, do you have any weapons on you? Followed by, keep your hands where I can see them. And then it's followed by, okay, turn around. I'm going to double check. And if they move, you back up with your hand to your pew-pew and you get prepared to do what you got to do. But that guy let his authority get to his head. He was playing with his equipment, decided to engage the suspect with having no real probable cause other than the fact that he witnessed the guy with merchandise. And I told him, I said, was the merchandise dangerous to you? And he said, no. Yeah, correct, Life Cosmos. So I told him, I go, if the merchandise wasn't dangerous to you, why would you take out a taser? You're trying to restrain somebody for stealing merchandise that isn't dangerous to you. If the merchandise was like a club or a baseball bat or a knife, that's a different story. But if the merchandise is a drink, bro, I will buy it for you so I don't get shot at, okay? Or stabbed at, which, by the way, I've been shot at and stabbed at multiple times at work. But I will tell you this. It's one thing I tell all of my new hires and the people I've worked in the past. No merchandise is worth your life. Just plain and simple. It's not worth it. Your company is not paying you to engage. They're paying you to retrieve merchandise. That's it. And if the person who you're engaged with is not willing to give up the merchandise, it ends there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I have seen so many loss prevention officers and security officers overdo their job, overstep their boundaries legally, which, by the way, could cost them their license, and also they could end up in jail. And I've told them all the time, you're doing too much. Your job is to document and report, monitor and observe. That's it. You're not to go hands-on. Your handcuffs is if somebody commits a felony in your presence and has weapons, and you must detain them to protect life, not property, but life. So that's where we go with that. But again, that's totally separate from your home defense. Home defense, again, if you can, pepper spray, a baton, loud alarms, loud whistles, motion sensors, double lock your doors. There's nothing wrong with that. I know that I have friends who have double locks on their doors. There's nothing wrong with double locks. Double lock your windows. There's nothing wrong with that. Have not one but two smoke alarms. There's nothing wrong with that. I know that there are people like, oh, but you're super paranoid. Bro, I would rather be paranoid than be at the mercy of milliseconds when someone is breaking in. And like I said, no one can prepare you for a home invasion. You have to prepare you for a home invasion. And whether it's law enforcement or a citizen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Somebody could knock on your door and claim to be law enforcement. They may not be. I've seen that happen too. So you guys got to think. You got to really think about your options. Right now, look around your home. See what's valuable. Put that in one place where it's hard to get. Not in your bedroom. Not in your bedroom. Not in your bedroom. Don't make your safe so easily seen or even accessible. Make it slightly difficult. Jewelry, females. God forbid, please stop keeping your jewelry at the top drawer of your bedroom. Okay? Criminals love that. They're going to go grab that right away when they break into your home. Okay. Car keys. Those of you with car garage keys, with the key that opens up your garage in your vehicle, don't leave it there. Because if you have your car parked outside your home and your garage door closed, criminals will break your window to your car, grab your garage key, press the button, go through the garage doors, and now they've made it into your house. All without you even knowing about it, because you were asleep on the second floor. So, if you have a garage door opener inside your car, don't. Take that out. Stop doing that. Take that out. Keep that in your pocket, next to your wallet. Take it out, put it back in when you're done. I cannot tell you, when I do home security assessments, that's the first thing I see that clients fail on every single time. What's going on, Robbie? So, what else? Well, there's some other ones too, like your internet, that I could talk about as well. You should always have two phones in your house. Why? Well, the first phone, if somebody takes it from you, you're out at night and you're walking and somebody is hijacking you of all of your stuff. Your wallet, now they know where you live. Your phone, they can get into your banking apps. And then, of course, whatever else you have on you, like your car keys, right? Having an extra phone at home ready to go allows you to figure out where your phone is in real time. So you should be sharing locations with both phones. You should be sharing locations with the phone that you have in your house and with the phone that you have on you all the time. That way, if somebody steals your phone, you can go home and grab your backup and figure out where they went. And you only get, I always say this, 60 minutes to do that, because in 60 minutes, oftentimes criminals will take your possessions and either ditch them, resell them, or make them so they can't be recovered. What's going on, Sally? So, anyways, I hope this live helped you guys kind of get a better understanding of the things that I know and the things that I've seen as a security officer, but also working in intelligence. I hope you guys found some useful tips and information on this. I'm going to go ahead and relax for the rest of the night, enjoy my night. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.